Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. I get teased, and I'm not saying it's not warranted, okay? There's some justification to the teasing. I'm not complaining. But I get teased that I make a video over everything. I make a video over arenas. I make a video over, you name it. And so, sometimes, I just talk myself out of making videos. I say, I can't deal with, the negative haters in the comments today. I'm just not going to talk about that. And so, for the last couple days, I've chosen to ignore one of the new evolutions of the game. And wouldn't you know, I had so many people privately message me about this and say, Prof, did you notice this? You must not have seen this because I went to your page and you haven't talked about it. And in a way, it's flattering that the same thing that people rip me about, other people complain that it's not there. So I don't know who's going to enjoy this video or who's going to roll their eyes and be like, oh, here's Prof talking about every little thing in the game again for content. But I promise you, that's not my brain thinking, let's just make as much content as possible, because honestly, I'm too lazy to do that. I've taken my foot off the gas, especially now that I've gotten the promotion at my real job, and I have invested in a home, not just for my mom to move into, but for a separate home for my partner and her kids to move into. So, this is the new layout. And I never imagined that this would be so controversial. Because, let's be honest, why did Kabam do this? The screen in front of you is the number one reason. Because before, when you clicked the store, you saw this. And when you clicked the unit store, you saw something else. But now, this is unavoidable. This is my fear. I have talked to people who have told me, and this is about to get real serious, I am addicted to spending on this game. I have known people who, look, people get real insensitive about addictions because if they can't empathize with it, then it must not be real. I've known people who say alcoholism isn't real because I can stop. And if I can stop, then they can stop. That's the opposite of empathy. And that's the opposite of understanding how the brain chemistry responds with a dopamine high when you're coping with alcohol, drugs, gambling, Marvel gambling. It's the same premise. Heck, you could give somebody a hug and it would give you a dopamine high. I mean, there are more healthy ways to get dopamine in your day than others. But the point is, everything gives you that serotonin release. So, Kabam knows that for the people who are addicted, they may just choose not to go to the unit store because they don't want the temptation. And before, there was a way that you could just not click that icon in the top right, and when you went to the store, you could just spend the units you already had. Now, you still have those options, but you have to go through the limited time setup now. You have to be confronted with all the temptations for your credit card now. From the piggy banks, to the limited Cavalier Nexus crystals, to 6-star shards, to Alliance War potions. And what it's doing, it's why Walmart and other grocery stores make the shelves so dang high. I learned about this when I took a business class, of all things, in my master's program. High shelves make you unable to see next to you. And so they're designed to have a certain amount of intrigue. And that's why stores have lost a lot of money on online shopping, because you just get what you want and then you check out. Whereas when you go to the store, suddenly you see a bag of potato chips or some cookies or maybe, I don't know, some random homed good. And suddenly you're making an impulse purchase because you discovered something you didn't know you existed and definitely weren't going to buy before you walked into the store. Well, for the longest time, this game has been like online shopping. You can go to the store and you can make a purchase based solely off of what you intend to buy. But if you aren't wanting any of the other offers, you just don't have to go. But the other thing that Kabam's doing, and this is all part of the master plan, they changed the store And they also change the duration of when they offer things. You might not be tempted to buy this $5 Tricksters and Tyrants bundles the first 24 hours. Or the first 48 hours, but maybe you have a glass of wine for those of you who can drink legally. And you open the game and you want to do something fun. It's only $5. $5, I spend that on a cup of coffee. So then suddenly you have an impulse buy on the last day that it's there to buy it. And maybe you'll get something good, probably not. But you're going to see this a whole lot more now because you're going to be going to the store for other things. You're going to be going to the store for the candy shop or maybe the Black ISO market, or maybe you're going to want to spend some of your Battlegrounds trophy tokens. So you cannot avoid the limited time offers, the unit offers, the cards and passes, and the daily specials. 4 different levels of temptation with your credit card before you get to the free stuff. And I'm just telling you right now as I look into my webcam, it may not tempt you, it may not tempt me, but it's going to tempt somebody out there with the addiction. And they're suddenly going to just wave the white flag and charge that unit man credit card. Even if they're taking money out of their mouth or food out of their kids' mouths. And I'm not trying to be overly dramatic. I know people who said, Prof, the reason why I watch your channel is you tell me if the offer's worth buying, and literally your word is gospel, because if I don't watch your video, I will buy everything no matter what grade it is. So I looked at this as a public service when I started this. I was making $0, 0 cents. I made nothing for 5 years. I had no expectation to ever make anything, and I was still producing content every day because I viewed it as a public service to the community that had adopted me behind the scenes and taught me so much. I would go to alliances. I wouldn't know how to do Alliance Quest or Alliance War. I wouldn't even know how to rank up people. I was an idiot. And a lot of people say, you still are, buddy. And I probably am. But I was even worse back then. And so I thought, I want to make a YouTube channel and give back, because there have been so many amazing people behind the scenes, especially on the Line app, that would tell me what link nodes were, would tell me what mastery setup I was supposed to do. I didn't know any of these things. And in the early days of YouTube, it wasn't as prevalent about sending information as it is now. Now there's, 1,000 plus content creators in this game. Originally there was like 10. So I'm doing this to say I'm really worried about how the people who are on the fence with the addiction are just not going to have the willpower to ignore this for 3 days. And in order to do that now, you just can't click either of the shop icons, because the top right takes you here and the store to the right of inventory takes you here. And so what I think people are missing, I don't care so much about the new style. I mean, I think having the words on the left actually matters. And I think that it's organized fairly well. And the longer that I look at this, the more comfortable I get with the layout. But Kabam knows there's a reason why the cash offers aren't at the bottom of this list. You have to see the 4 special categories, and this is not counting like July 4th and Cyber Weekend, which will have, I'm sure, another drop-down menu. It's not even counting that. So we need to talk about how this new store is impacting people's temptation to gamble. I worry that between offers lasting longer because you have that much more of temptation, along with just the repetitive nature of seeing things over and over again, I worry that Kabam might make more money, but the addiction's going to go up. So, very serious video on a Saturday, but it's one that I wanted to take on with a different angle. I wasn't going to talk about whether or not I like the old layout better than the new layout. I don't think that's worth a video on my channel. But the fact that it helps people make poor decisions financially because of temptation, yeah, that's a topic I'll tackle on this channel. Thanks for watching.